Welcome to the Explainer. If you're prepping for a software engineering exam, you know that software quality management is, well, it's a beast of a topic, right? So today, we're going to slice through all that complexity and give you a super clear guide to the core ideas you absolutely have to know.
Okay, let's kick things off with the most basic question of all. When we say software is good, what does that even mean? Is it really just about having zero bugs, or is there something deeper going on here? So here's our game plan. In the next few minutes, we're going to nail down what quality actually is, look at what influences it, talk about how you manage and control it, and then wrap it all up with why standards are the secret sauce to making it happen again and again. All right, first things first, we got to get our terms straight. Before we can even begin to talk about quality, we need to be on the exact same page about what a software product is and the software process that brings it to life. Now, this is a classic exam trip up, so listen close. A software product is not just the code. Think about it like buying a new gadget. You don't just get the device itself, right? You get the instruction manual, the warranty, the box, the whole package. It's the same here. It's the code, the files that run, and all the documents that go with it. And the journey to create that product, it almost always follows these four main stages. First, you figure out what the heck you're building. That's specification. Then you actually build the thing, development. Next, you check if you built the right thing. That's validation. And finally, it goes out into the world and changes over time, which we call evolution. Okay, so with those building blocks in place, here it is, the core definition of quality. At its simplest, quality software is software that meets its specification. That means it covers both the functional stuff, the button that says buy now actually lets you buy now, and the non-functional stuff. How well does it do it? Is it fast? Is it secure? Can you actually figure out how to use it? Now, you might think quality means perfection, but the real world, it's a little different. Check this out. This is a quote from the old Windows XP license agreement. Even a giant like Microsoft only promises their software will work substantially and only for 90 days. It's a perfect real-world reminder that quality is almost always a trade-off. And that trade-off leads us to this, a fundamental tug-of-war in every single software project. See, the customer cares about the outside stuff. Is it fast? Is it reliable? Can I use it easily? But the developers, they have to worry about the inside stuff. Is this code a nightmare to maintain? Can we reuse parts of it? Is it even possible to test properly? A huge part of quality management is finding that sweet spot right in the middle. So if quality is this big balancing act, what are the things that are actually tipping the scales? What really determines whether the final product is a hit or a miss? Now, this might actually surprise you. When you look at what really makes or breaks quality on big projects, the number one factor, by a long shot, is the development process. That's right. Having a great process is even more impactful than having a team of rockstar developers. The people are super important, of course, but a great process helps everyone succeed. Okay, so how do we actually manage all of this? The entire framework, the absolute bedrock of quality management, boils down to two words you have got to know for your exam. They sound alike, but they are worlds apart: verification and validation. Let's start with verification. Think of verification as looking in the mirror. It asks the question, are we building the product right? All we're doing here is checking our own work against the plan, against the blueprint. Does the code match the design doc? We're just making sure we followed our own rules. Validation, on the other hand, looks out the window. It asks a much bigger question. Are we building the right product? See, you could follow a bad plan perfectly, pass every single verification check, and still build something nobody wants. Validation is about checking with the actual user to make sure the software solves their real-world problem. So this slide is pure gold for your study notes. Here's the bottom line. Verification checks against the specs. Validation checks against user needs. A code review? That's verification. A customer trying out the beta? That's validation. And here's the kicker. You can absolutely build the wrong thing perfectly. That's why you need both. So now that we get the big picture, the framework of verification and validation, let's zoom in on the specific tools we use to get the job done. The two heavy hitters in our quality control toolbox are testing and reviews. When we talk about testing, there are two main philosophies. With black box testing, you have no idea what's going on inside the code. You're just like a user. You put something in and you check if the right thing comes out. But with white box testing, you pop the hood open. You look at all the internal wiring, the code itself, and you design tests to make sure every single pathway gets used. But here's a pro tip. Finding defects isn't just about running the code. Some of the most effective quality control happens before a program is ever run. We call these static reviews. It's basically proofreading the code, the designs, and the requirements documents to catch errors early when they're cheap and easy to fix. Okay, so we've got all these great methods. Testing, reviews, all that good stuff. But they work best when they're part of a system, a consistent, repeatable process. And that's exactly where standards and process maturity come into play. So why do we even bother with standards? Aren't they just bureaucracy? Not at all. Think of standards as the team's shared brain. They capture all the lessons learned so you don't make the same mistakes over and over. They give you a clear playbook for quality, and they help new folks get up to speed way faster. It's all about making success a habit, not an accident. And one of the most famous ways to grade that playbook is the Capability Maturity Model, or CMM. It basically ranks an organization's process from level 1 to 5. At level 1, it's pure chaos. But as you level up, your process becomes repeatable, then defined, then managed with data, until you hit level 5, where you're this well-oiled machine that's always getting better. Phew. Okay, so let's boil this all down. If you're cramming for an exam, what do you need to remember? Just these 4 things. 1. Quality is a trade-off. 2. Verification is building it right. Validation is building the right thing. 3. We control quality with both testing and reviews. And 4. Standards are what make it all repeatable. And we'll leave you with this final thought to chew on. We've spent this whole time talking about process and frameworks and standards that guarantee quality. But is it possible to have too much of a good thing? Can a company become so obsessed with the process that they forget how to build something truly great and innovative? Something to think about.